Hello everyone, my name is K. Vikas. I am from Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technology. My final project is creating multi-story building in building modeling information course using Graphisoft ArchiCAD software. For, for creating multi-story building, first we need to create layers. For creating layers, go to document option and click on layers and go to layer setting option. Here to create new layers, first click on new, then it is showing enter new layer name. We create new layers like columns, beams, roofs, staircases, etc. We should need to enter column and click on OK. Here we can see our column layer is created. In the same way, we have to create for roofs, staircases, for all of it. After creating, all those layers, we should save them. For saving those layers, we should need to click on OK. After creating layers, we should create grid system. Go to design option and select grid system. Click on elements and select column and go to settings option. Top link as not linked and dimensions of column are 300 by 300. Change the height of column to 9000. To save these changes, click on OK. Segment. Here we can change the structure, reinforced concrete structure, and we can activate the overtight surfaces, link these overtight surfaces and change to stucco white rough. Here we need no change, and finally change the structural bearing to columns and click on OK. Then activate dimension lines and total dimension. Now give the dimensions to grid positions. In grid positions, we can increase or decrease these distances. If you click on minus, it will decrease. And similar here also. And change the dimensions to 5000, 4500. Here also 4500, 4500. After giving all dimensions, once we check and we click on OK, a grid system will be displayed and project that grid system onto X mark. We should need to click double tap. Zoom in. For the better view purpose, we can go to 3D view. We are not able to see the columns. Go to document. view and layers and check the visibility of layers and click on OK. Here we can see our columns. Activate orbit option and we can see this. For creating multi-story, we should need to change the dimensions of columns. We need to eliminate some columns. Click on shift and select A1 column and A4 column. Delete option. And after we need to change the height of A2 and A3 columns. Click on dialog options. Change the height to 3000 and click on OK. Changed. And we need to change the B1 and B4 column height. Select B1 and B4 and go to the arc setting box and change to 6000 and check this height. Changes to 3000 and OK. And go to ground floor. After creating columns, we should create framework to this model. To create framework, first to click on beam tool and go to settings option and home story to ground floor and give this height to 3000 and go to segment option, and here we can change this to reinforced concrete structure and we can activate the overtight surfaces and link it, change it to stucco white rough and go to classification and properties and here structural function as load bearing element, position as interior. Finally change the structural bearing to beams. Click on OK. Here we can go to geometry method, chained, and start drawing beams from ground floor. In this way we can draw the beams. Go to 3D view and activate the document and go to layer settings option and activate the visibility of beams. Click on OK. Here we can see the beams. Now we draw the beams inside the structure. Go to 2D view and draw the beams like this. Select the geometry as single type. Go to 3D view, check the like this. Now we will create the walls to this system. Select wall option and go to wall setting option. After creating beams, now we have to create walls for our multi-story building. Switch to ground floor view and select walls icon and go to setting dialog option and select the home story as ground floor and top link as story 1 and enter the depth of the wall as minus 400. To activate thickness, click on this icon and enter the thickness as 300. You can change this generic structure, change this to brick. After that, go to model and activate overlaid surfaces and git and change this to stucco white rough. And finally, go to structural bearing and select walls. Click on OK and select the geometry method as chain and now start drawing walls. Go to settings option and change reference line as center. Click on OK. Now we can draw the walls like this. And join it here. Switch to 3D window for better view purpose. Go to document option, layers and layer setting option and check the visibility. Click on OK. Here we can see the walls. After creating walls, now we have to create slabs for our multi-story project. Go to ground and select slabs option. Go to settings option. To activate thickness of slab, click on this icon and enter this slab thickness value as 150 mm. And project it to 3150 mm. And we can change this reinforced concrete structure and go to model properties. Activate overlaid surfaces and change it to stucco white rough. After that, go to classification and properties. Change this to load bearing element. Change this to interior. And finally change structural bearing to wall slabs. Click on OK and select the geometry method as polygon. We leave the left corner room to place staircases, so draw slabs from here. Choose the external point. And extend to corner of this row. View to 3D view. Go to document. Layers. Layer setting option. Check the visibility and click on OK. Here we can see our slab. After creating slabs, switch to ground floor and select story 1 and click on open. Go to trace option. We can find the trace of first story. Here we need to construct beams and go to dialog and check the home story link to story 1 and leave the remaining details as default as we modified earlier and click on OK. Same type beams. By using single option, draw the internal beams. Switch to 3D window. Here are the beams for first story. Now switch to story 1. Now we have to create the walls for the room, the left corner room which we left. Select on wall 2 and go to settings option and check the top link as second story, home story as first story and click the bottom value as -50, -150 and click on OK. Select the geometry method as single and draw walls for this left corner. Switch to 3D window to check the drawn walls. Here we can see that. Switch to normal view and we should draw the walls for remaining part of story 1. Go to settings option and change the bottom value as 0 and click on OK. Select the geometry method as chain. Draw the walls. Click OK. Switch to 3D window and see the drawn walls. Now switch to story 1 view. Now we have to create slabs for the story 1. Select slab tool option. Go to settings option and check the home story link to story 1. There is no need to change the remaining dimensions and click on OK. Here we leave the right corner room for the staircase purpose as we left over for the ground floor. Select the switch to 3D window. There we can see. Now switch to 2D window and select Story 2. Open. Now we have to create frame for Story 2. Select beams option. 3000. Check the home story as second Story 2 and click on OK. Draw the beams. Select the geometry method as chain type and start drawing the beams. Using single type, draw the intermediate beams. Switch to 3D window and you can see the beams. Now switch back to 2D window. Now we have to create walls for this right corner room. These dimensions of wall will vary from other walls. Select wall tool option and go to settings option. Select the top and click on OK. And select the geometry method as single. Switch to 3D window to draw the to see the drawn wall. This is and now switch back to 2D window and draw the walls for remaining story part 2. On setting the wall option, not linked, and change the values as 2450 and 150 and click on OK. Change. Click on OK. Switch to 3D window. We can see the walls for story 2. We complete the creating frame for story 1 and story 2. Now switch to 2D window and select ground floor. Now we will create the doors and windows of our multi-story project. Select door 2 and click on settings option. Select Alt double door 2 and modify the changes. Enter this value as 1500. This value as 2100 and change the fill to story value as 0 and click on OK. Place the main door here. Set the direction as downward or upward. Now switch to 3D window to view our door. In the same way we have to create windows. Now we have to place windows for our multi-story building. Click on window tool, go to settings option and select from window. Select this window and change the property. Change this value to 1200 and change the fill to story value as 600 and click on OK. And now place the window on ground floor. Switch to 3D window to view our window. In this way, we have to place windows for remaining. In the same way, create windows for first story and second story. After creating windows for first story and second story, switch to 3D window and we can view our windows this way. Now we have to draw the sunsets for our required windows. Switch to slab tool and change the thickness to 40. Change this value to 2200. Activate this icon. And enter the 135 degrees and click on OK. Select the model as polygonal. Enter this value as 1000 and click on enter. Enter this value as 1400. Once again we need to set the distance as 100 mm. Now switch to this corner to the distance as 100 and click on it. Enter this distance as 1000. Enter. Enter this distance as 1400. Click on OK. Switch to 3D window to view our sunshade. In this way, we should draw the sun shaders for the remaining windows. Switch back to. In the same way, we should draw the sun shaders for remaining windows and switch to 3D window. Here we can see our sun shaders. for all the remaining windows. After creating doors and windows, now we have to create roof for this story, second story. Switch to 2D window and here go to second story option and select roof tool. Go to settings option and modify the changes. To activate the thickness of roof option, switch on this icon and enter the thickness value of 300. Check the home story should be linked as second story. Now go to multiplane geometry and we have to select the roof shape. Here we can add the pitch and elevation and we can modify the values. So click on add. For our requirement we can add 3 values. Here we can change it to 10 degrees and 1000 elevation, 30 degrees, 1000. Now go to model, activate the overlaid surfaces and link it and change it to stucco white rough. Hmm, Here we can select the roof and click on OK. Select the construction method as rectangular and draw the roof for external edges. In this way we have to draw the roof. After drawing roof, after creating roof, now select the roof view using shift key in this way and go to this corner point, wait for the point is highlighted and move this to this point and click on it. Go to insert new node and select on that point. Your new node is formed. Similarly from this end, select this option, click on this point. The nodes are formed. Now select the between part of these two nodes. Select the offset or edge option and project it into this. Switch to 3D window, go to document option, layers, and check the visibility option. Click on OK. Now we can see our created roof. After creating roof, now we have to create staircases of our building. Switch to 2D window and select ground floor. Select the staircase option. Go to settings and modify the changes. Enter the height of riser as 150. This is 0. And select the number of steps as 16. Now go to classification and properties. Select staircase and click on OK. Now draw this staircase from here. Click on the point. Enter this distance as 3000. Enter this distance as 2000. Click on enter to create the staircase. In the same way, we have to create the staircase in first floor also. After creating staircase in ground floor and first floor, switch to 3D window to view our staircases. Select this icon. First go to document and layers, layer setting option, and check the visibility and click on OK. Here we can see our drawn staircases. This is ground floor and similarly in first floor. Now we have to create slab for our staircases. Around the area of staircase we should create the slab. Switch to ground floor. And hold the shift key and select the slab. Select the slab tool and create the node points first. Click on the near endpoint and here select offset edge and click on that point. Node point is created. Select the in between slab and go to offset edge and extend it up to outside edge of the slab. In the same way from this side also. First create node point and click on select in between area and create offset edge. Switch to 3D window to view and select this structural article. Here we created this slab for our staircase like this. In the similar way we have to create the slab for our staircase in first floor. After creating staircase for both ground floor and first floor, switch to 3D window to view the staircases. We have constructed slab for both staircases. Now we have to construct the walls for both staircases for the protection purpose. Switch to the window and select wall tool. Click on wall setting option and modify the changes. Enter the thickness as 150 and height of the wall as 800 mm. And reference lines to offset outside face and click on OK. Draw the up to the length as 3150. Enter. And here is 2150. And from here 0. In the similar way we have to create for staircase in story 1 also. After creating walls of both staircases and switch to 3D window to view the drawn walls. Here we can see our drawn walls. These are the walls. Switch to 3D window to see in our drawn walls. This way we can draw walls. We can draw walls for the staircases for the protection purpose. After creating staircases, now we create the balconies in the open areas. We can see the few open areas in our structure. Switch to 2D window and click on first story. And select the wall tool. Go to settings option and modify the changes. For creating balcony, on the trace option and go to settings dialog option and change the settings. Enter the height as 200 and thickness of 150 and wall thickness of 150 and change the reference line to center and click on OK. Now start drawing the wall. Now start drawing the walls. Switch to 3D window and we can see here the drawn walls. And to draw readings for this, first we have to measure the dimensions of this wall. Go to 2D window, select the measure option. Note this value as 4850 and in the same way up to here. Here is 4500 and it is 4850. After noting it down, to eliminate this measure tool, click on escape. Now draw the railings for the balcony. Go to railing, settings, go to segment option and enter the height as 1000 and thickness as 350 mm. Reference line at center and click on OK. Draw this up to 4850, the noted measurements, and in the same way here up to 4500. Right click on this and click on OK. Our railings are created. Switch to 3D window, and here we can see our railings. In the similar way, we have to create a balcony and railings for remaining two open areas. Switch to 2D window and create those also. After creating balconies for remaining open area, switch to 3D window to view our balconies. In this way, we can draw balconies in the remaining areas also. In first floor also, we can extend the balconies. For that, switch to 2D window. Similarly, we have created balconies for remaining opening areas. Switch to 3D window. You can see the balconies. Now we have to create doors for the balconies. Select door tool and select any single door and click on OK. Place the door on the balconies. Similarly here. Switch to 3D window to view our doors. In this way we create the doors. In this way we can place the doors to our building. After creating balconies for first story and second story, now we create interior designing for our multi-story building. Switch to 2D window. Here we create interior designing like beds, sofas, kitchen, etc. First we have to select object tool from tools option and go to settings option, and here we can see chairs, couches, bathroom accessories, appliances. First we create beds. Select beds 24 and select any bed from these options. I am selecting bed count by 124. Choose the home story as ground floor current and modify its height as 0. So it will place in ground floor. And click all these details and click on OK. And select any room and place it here. In this way we can create beds and furniture like this. Similarly, we have to create kitchen and sofas in hall. After creating interior design like beds, sofas, kitchen, now we can create vehicles, trees, and human on balcony. Here go to options like visualization. Here people and vehicles. Go to people and we select. You can select. Here we can change this and click on OK. Go to first story. and we can place the object here. We can drag this object, switch to 3D window. Here we can see the object. In the similar way, we have to park cars and trees. Go to object option, vehicles. We can select here cars. And click on OK. You can create cars. In this way we can park cars. Switch to object. We can select this object. Click on OK. We can place here and go to and now select trees. Click on OK and place some trees. And switch to 3D window for view. In this way we can create interior designing and parking options and trees. After completing creating trees, cars, and now we paint our building. For painting, hold on shift key and select the walls of the building. First floor and second floor. Go to settings dialog option and click on model and change the color. Here we can change to our required color. We can select any color. I am selecting paint cobalt blue and click on OK. And here we can see our building is painted. We can switch to orbit option and we can view clearly. Now to view inside the building, we need to go to explore option and click on 3D explore. And, and click on front direction arrow in our keyboard. In this way we can explore our building. And here we can see all furniture, sofas, that is our kitchen, almara, cupboards, and staircases. We can move to first floor. And in this way we can view our overall building view. We can go into it. You can see we can move to staircases. You can click escape option to come back out of it. Here we can see our all buildings. Here this is our balcony. And go to ground floor. This is our kitchen. After completing exploring option, switch to ground floor view and go to document option and select schedules in this components by layers option. Here we can get the details of quantity of the materials we used in this construction of the project. By noting this all requirements, we can estimate the budget of our project. Here we can see the slabs requirement, roof requirement, interior stair and railing requirement, staircase requirement. By knowing these all details, we can estimate our project budget also. This is the advantage of this component by layers option. Switch to ground floor. This completes our creating multi-story building using AdSpot software in building information modeling course. Thank you.